Hi everyone, this is Rhonda Holt, and I'm going to walk you through a great free website that hopefully many of you are familiar with, but if you're not, hopefully it will be a great tool for you to use. It's called PE Kansas, and the website is www.pe-kansas.com. If you've already created an account, just log in. If you've forgotten your password, try to reset it. If not, go ahead and just create a new account. I know earlier we had some problems with teachers in USD 259. There were some filters in place that caused some problems, but if you have those issues, just create a new one if you can't use your school email. It's a free website, so don't worry about that. It's absolutely free and something that hopefully you'll start using a lot. You're seeing the screen that you'll go to, and I want to start with just the About Us a little bit for those of you that aren't familiar with that. This all came about as funding from the Kansas Health Foundation and leadership from KSDE and some great teachers who are listed at the bottom of this page, and I'm not going to read it to you. I'd encourage you to read that, but basically about 20 or 25 years ago, some of you were probably still in diapers back then, but physical dimensions, focus, and essentials were developed again with funding from the Kansas Health Foundation, and those three curriculum really put Kansas on the map. People across the United States were asking for this, were wanting to buy it. So those teachers of us in Kansas, it was free, and we could go to a workshop. We got those great big notebooks and equipment and a lot of training, and it was awesome. That is with all good things. There were revisions needed, and the end result is what you're looking at today, which is PE Kansas. So it's a great resource. It's not a curriculum. I called it a curriculum, but it really is a resource that we think is useful for all grade levels. It's based on national standards and best practices. And again, it's free to anyone. We know from tracking the results, people have been on here from probably every state in the United States and a lot of countries across the world. So take a little bit of time to read that, but let's just get right into this. And if you go to the grade levels tab, you're going to see there's 4 different grade levels, and obviously whichever one you're most interested in is where you'll spend most of the time, but I would encourage you to check out things in the other ones. So when you click on one, you're going to find 3 or 4 topics, and if you click on that, a whole series of activities will open up. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of them. There's the name of the activity, the standards that it addressed, and then just a brief overview of what that activity is about. So those are under all 4 areas, all 4 grade level sections. You're going to see basically the same things. When you get into middle school, they're a little bit different. They're divided into team activities and individual and partner activities. And then high school, and please, for those high school people, notice that there's a section on the health and wellness curriculum. So if I click on one of these and there are no activities showing up, that means I need to click again. It's a subfolder, so that's where I'll find those activities. So don't panic if you don't see something, just click on the folder, and as you can see, I don't know, there's probably 75 activities right there. So the cool thing is you can create a lesson plan, and you can save it right here on the website, but you can also download it. You can export it as a PDF or a Word document, and you've got that ready to go. And you can go back when it's saved, you can go back and make changes in it. So there's a couple of ways. I could just go to a grade level and start clicking on lessons and add them. I can go to the lesson plan tab, and I don't have anything there right now. Or I can view your lesson plans, and I'll create a new lesson plan. So all of those are going to take you back to getting ready to add something. So I'm just going to go to grades 3 through 5, and I'm going to go through this pretty quickly and just show you what to do. So I'm going to do a throwing and catching lesson. So typically I would read through all of these, but to save some time, I'm just going to pick catch and run. And so when you click on one of those, you'll see it has the standards listed, what kind of equipment you need, and a more detailed description. So obviously I would have read through those before I just start adding them to a lesson plan, but I'm going to add that one, and I'm going to add toss and catch. So I've got a couple of activities there, and if I'm done, I could exit to the plan, but I'm not done yet, so I'm going to go back, and maybe I want to do a few locomotor skills. So this is one of those where I need to click on that subfolder, and we're going to do a little bit of follow the leader, and you can see here it's a little more specific list of what you needed for equipment. The last one, it was pretty generic. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to have to go back a couple of times. And now I'm going to go to my motor skills. So again, those are subfolders. I'm working on catching. So I'm going to add four-corner catching. And again, it's got the standards, the equipment, and a very detailed list of, or a description of the activity. So I'm going to add that. And I want to do toss and catch. I'm going to add that. And maybe if I'm doing a longer lesson, I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to add that one. So I think I've got what I want now. I'm going to exit to my plan. And it's showing up right now as a draft lesson plan. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to say that's a 4th and 5th catching. I'll just do it 4th and 5th grade. And the unit is catching, and for my sanity, I would put lesson 1, because I'm going to go back and do 2 or 3 more lessons on catching. You can add the date if you want to. And now all of those things that I clicked on are in my lesson plan. The pre-lesson are my instant activities, and then those 3 that I selected as the actual lesson, or 4. I was ambitious. Oh, I did a locomotor one. So down here at the bottom, it shows me what equipment I'm going to need for that whole lesson. So I don't have to try to figure it out. It's all right there. This is where you can make it a little more personal for you. So for closure, I could do a peer assessment. What are the cues for overhand throwing? And have partners do that. Objectives, I could do whatever the standard for our district is, and benchmark. So you can actually type that in there. Safety considerations, you know what to put in there. This is the cool place, modification and comments. After you've done the lesson, you can go back and make some comments or modifications, or just change it so you've got it ready to go the next time. So I've got my lesson, I've named it, and I'm going to save it. And that's what I titled it. So I'm going to save. And now if I want to, I can export it to a PDF or to Word. And the reason you would want to do that, you may have some great ideas for activities that you want to add to the lesson that aren't in PE Kansas right now. So if you save it to Word or export it to Word or PDF, you can go in and add your own things. So up here under my name is where I can view my lessons. Okay, and that's the one that I just did. So I can open it up and see what it looks like. I would encourage you to export some of these to Word or PDF. They make a great looking lesson plan if you want to print it out and show it to your principals. So hopefully that helps, and just from clicking around you can see there's a wealth of information on here. What we would like is for you to submit some activities. So we want this to be ever changing and something new. We don't want it to be, well, people say, well, I've been on there once and I've got everything I need. We'd like this to change constantly, but we need your help with that. So that's the first thing. I'm going to encourage you to do 3 things. First thing I would encourage you to do is to submit an idea, and maybe once every 9 weeks. You all have great ideas, so get on here and send them to us. They go to a link and they're reviewed, and then we add those under the appropriate grade level and put them in the right folder. I would like for you to go ahead and maybe start creating some lesson plans. I know our world has slowed down a lot and we're all spending more time at home than ever before, so why not take advantage of that time to start creating some lesson plans? Wouldn't it be nice next fall for you to have your first several lesson plans ready to go and not be stressed about that? And then the last thing I would encourage you to do is tell someone else about the website. It's been around and we've tried to get the word out, but I know there's a lot of people that still aren't familiar with PE Kansas, so I encourage you to do that. My heart goes out to all of you that are teaching. Obviously, I've been retired for a few years, but this has changed my life, not being able to finish some of our Active Schools Let's Move Kansas in-services, and I've loved being in the schools, continuing to do what I believe in, and that's doing what's best for education and what's best for kids. So I know this is a hard time for you, so hang in there, and I know you're doing great things. Megan is going to follow up with a second video pulling out some ideas specific for grade levels, for maybe some things that you can share with your classroom teachers, or if you're sharing directly with students and parents, some things that they can do to get out and play and just have fun and still be active. So thanks for all you do. Get on there and give us some new ideas.